Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. 1923 Season 2, Episode 1 Review. I'm afraid the Yellowstone prequel will take too long to bring Brandon Sklenar's Spencer home. 1923 is one of the best Western projects we have had in the past decade. Yellowstone franchise creator Taylor Sheridan is to thank for the resurgence of the genre, and the first season of the spin-off series presented an exciting world full of possibilities. I loved how it took time to explore the legacy of the Duttons, including territorial fights, how they reacted to electricity and other technological advancements, and the rich Native American history. The show does not shy away from depicting the cruel things that happened back then. Season 2 continues down that path, resuming with major storylines left unresolved in Season 1, and offering new challenges born out of winter's arrival. It is interesting to see the balance the show strikes between the peaceful and the macabre. There is room to have fun with a few characters and appreciate Montana's gorgeous snow-covered landscapes. However, there is an inherent darkness this time around, and Episode 1 depicts that all too well. Though my favorite storyline of the episode was about someone operating in the darkness to help somebody else. Brandon Sklenar's Spencer Dutton is my favorite character from 1923. Spencer's arrival is the changing point in the Duttons' attempts to defend themselves and keep the family ranch. Much like in Season 1, the Season 2 premiere once again features Spencer trying to get back home, which he does not manage to do just yet. Since there are only 8 episodes in 1923 Season 2, I'm afraid about how long the show will take for Spencer to finally get back. I always spend time with him, Alexandra, and the rest of the Duttons together back in Montana. That said, Spencer's journey does not ever have a dull moment. The Season 2 premiere allows us to see the best side of the character. Westerns like to explore the concept of masculinity. 1923 also does this, with many characters thinking shooting around or trading blows makes them better than the rest. Despite having a solid military background, fighting well, and being built like a tank, Spencer Dutton is not like that. Sklenar gives him an imposing presence while also leaving room for vulnerability. Spencer is a good man on a mission. While he needs to get home, he will help everyone he can along the way. Sklenar's character shows that 2 times in the episode. First, he brutally beats the man who was raping his new friend while everyone on the ship slept, and after that, he talks his friend out of dying by suicide. The action moment is what we've come to expect from Spencer, but the calmer one was more effective. Elsewhere, Alexandra comes up with a plan to escape her house arrest and journey to the United States to be reunited with Spencer. I did not expect the show to reveal she was already pregnant, but with only so many episodes before the series wraps up for good, I can understand the desire to bring her and Spencer's child into the story. This changes the game, and I'm excited to see how a pregnant Alex can endure what is sure to be a hard journey on her own. While I expected the wildlife to become more of a threat as winter approached, I was not at all anticipating a lion showing up at the Duttons' doorstep. Not once, but twice does a mountain lion come to the ranch, and the second time, I fully anticipated that would be it for Elizabeth. Thankfully, Helen Mirren's Cara Dutton was there to save the day, mirroring what Harrison Ford's Jacob had done earlier, only this time, she shot and killed the lion instead of scaring it away, proving Cara can protect the ranch just as well as Jacob. Timothy Dalton's Donald Whitfield and his bizarre relationship with the 2 prostitutes that started last season continue to show how devious he is. The character might put up a posh facade, but he is cruel under it all. Jamie McShane's Marshall Kent is another character who shows how the U.S. could be a very dark place during that time. Kent has no qualms about killing Native Americans in his search for Tiana. In fact, he relishes doing so. With Spencer's story about finding light in the dark, he truly seems like the savior 1923 Season 2 needs. After an agonizingly long wait, 1923 is finally back for its second season, and while there is much to celebrate about its return, I can't shake the feeling that the show is going to drag out one of its most crucial storylines: Spencer Dutton's long-awaited homecoming. Season 2, Episode 1 sets the stage for another gripping chapter in the Yellowstone saga. But if this episode is any indication, the journey back to Montana for Brandon Sklenar's character may take longer than I, or most fans, would like. ###, a strong yet meandering start. The premiere does not waste time immersing us back into the brutal, sweeping world that Taylor Sheridan has so masterfully built. Jacob, Harrison Ford, and Cara Dutton, Helen Mirren, are still reeling from the violent events of the previous season, and the Yellowstone Ranch remains under threat from Donald Whitfield, Timothy Dalton. The tension in Montana is as thick as ever, with the Duttons facing a seemingly insurmountable battle for their land and legacy. But while the political and physical battles in Montana are heating up, the real emotional pull of the episode, at least for me, remains with Spencer. His absence looms large, and although we get glimpses of his perilous journey, the pacing suggests we're in for yet another prolonged separation. The episode carefully balances multiple storylines, but the fragmented structure makes it clear that Spencer's trek back home won't be wrapped up anytime soon. The Spencer problem, a hero stuck in transit. Spencer's storyline has always had a cinematic quality to it, filled with adventure, romance, and breathtaking settings. His travels through Africa, and then across the ocean with Alexandra Julia Schlapfer, were some of the most visually stunning sequences of the series so far. But what made those moments so captivating in Season 1 was the sense of urgency. Spencer had to get home to help his family, and we felt that urgency alongside him. However, Season 2, Episode 1 slows that momentum down significantly. Spencer is still far from Montana, and while his latest predicament, which I won't spoil in detail, presents compelling drama, it feels like we're being strung along. The show risks turning what should be an emotional homecoming into a frustratingly drawn-out subplot. Sheridan has a tendency to draw out character arcs, sometimes to great effect. But in *1923*, the Dutton family's survival hinges on Spencer's return, and every episode that delays his reunion with Jacob and Cara only makes his absence more glaring. At some point, prolonged separation shifts from dramatic tension to narrative stalling. ###, the stakes in Montana are too high for delay. The Yellowstone Ranch is in dire straits. Jacob is recovering, Cara is holding things together with sheer determination, and the land itself is under siege. The forces working against the Duttons, whether it's Whitfield's financial power or Banner Creighton's, Jerome Flynn, ruthlessness, are stronger than ever. Every passing episode without Spencer makes their situation even more precarious. This wouldn't be as much of an issue if Spencer's storyline was directly feeding into the Montana drama, but right now, it still feels like two separate shows running parallel. *1923* is strongest when the family's struggles feel interconnected, but keeping Spencer physically distant weakens that cohesion. His return needs to happen sooner rather than later, or else the stakes in Montana might feel too lopsided. Duttons versus the world with their best weapon still missing in action. ###, will we see a proper Dutton family reunion soon? One of the best emotional payoffs of *1923* will be when Spencer finally steps foot on Yellowstone land again. His arrival should be an event, a moment that shifts the tides of the war against Whitfield and Creighton. But if the show keeps delaying it, there's a risk that the impact will be dulled by the sheer amount of time spent waiting. Right now, the breadcrumbs we're getting, letters exchanged, distant threats growing, only serve as reminders of how much *1923* needs Spencer back in Montana. The tension is real, but the delay feels unnecessary. There's plenty of drama to be mined from Spencer reintegrating into the family, from his dynamic with Jacob to his role in defending the ranch. The longer the show waits, the less room it has to explore those juicy character interactions. #### final thoughts. There's no denying that *1923* remains one of the most compelling shows on television. The cinematography, the performances, and the sheer weight of its storytelling make it a standout entry in the *Yellowstone* universe. But Season 2, Episode 1 makes it clear that we may be in for another long, winding journey before Spencer finds his way home. For now, I'm holding on to hope that the show won't stretch this arc too thin. The Duttons need Spencer. We, the audience, need Spencer. And the sooner he gets back to Montana, the better *1923* will be for it.